Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 632.
The sexiest podcast on the network coming back.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Some. Hi,
Yeah.
hi, Bryan.
Hello there,
How's
Tony.
it going?
Oh, it's going.
It's going good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, for sure it could be worse. So,
that's
yeah,
fair.
yesterday went to boot up the old computer. Like, well, we were supposed to record and my stomach decided that that was a terrible idea. So, we scrapped it.
Yes.
And I came in here I was going to upload some pictures of stuff I wanted to put on eBay. And I hit the button to wake my computer up. Nothing. And then I looked and I'm like, huh, none of the standby lights are on. Like there's just nothing going on. And I'm like, man, because that's what happened last time.
Stop farming so much Bitcoin.
Can't help it. So, and I was talking with some other people and I'm like, man, the damn thing won't boot up. I did all the things they tell you online, unseat all the cords, reseat everything, check different outlets, blah, blah. I did all the normal shit.
Did
Nothing.
you bathe it in virgin's blood?
No, because I was fresh out.
See?
I mean, yeah, I get a little wild on Saturday, so.
Fresh out of virgins?
Yeah, just, hey, got to wait for a new shipment, So I'm like, well, just, take it to the place I got it from and see what's what. And online, everybody was like, oh, it's, it sounds like a power supply. Because they're like, that's basically what happens. And I'm like, yeah, but I doubt it. It doesn't, like, it acts like, I get it. Because when you have a power supply that's dead, you get nothing, basically.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, I was like, in my head, I was going, it's acting just like it did last time when the motherboard fried. And I'm like, please don't be a motherboard. Like, I just got this thing, not that long ago.
Yeah.
It's used. It wasn't brand new, blah, blah, blah. You never know,
But still.
Yeah. So I dropped it off today. Figured it'd be tomorrow before I got a call. About an hour later, the guy calls me and he goes, hey, I just, tried to power this thing on. And he's like, and nothing is happening. And he's like, when I finally, he's like, I took the motherboard and tested it and it's the motherboard. And I'm like, dude, I just bought this computer a few months ago from you guys. Because he's like, it was a cheap motherboard and it just, because again, it's used. You don't know what the shelf life is, right? Like
Right.
it could have 5 boots in it. It could last for 5 years. So he's like, we can move things into a new computer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I just did this. Like, I really don't feel like I should have to do this again when this isn't my fault.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, what's your warranty situation on this stuff? Because it kind of bothers me a little bit that I just bought this thing 5 months ago. Because he looked it up. It was May.
It's like, gotta be May.
And I was like, this is 5 months ago I bought this thing. It's not like it was like 3 years ago or something. It was just a few months ago. And he goes, well, let me look into it and I'll call you back. I'm like, okay. He calls me back and he goes, well, normally we wouldn't do anything because it's out of warranty. And in my head, I'm going, do you just not warranty used computers like at all? I mean, what was it, 3 months, 90 days?
Yeah, say, I bet you it's a 90-day thing.
That's kind of bullshit, Like if you put something on the floor, and it's used, you should probably give a little longer than 90 days, like 6 months, a year, something like that, but whatever, and I'm like, I wouldn't have bought used except I didn't have the money to buy new. Right.
Yeah, of course. Right.
So otherwise I would have just, been like, fuck it. I'll just go get a new computer because generally I won't have problems with it for a while.
In theory.
So he talks with the guy and he goes, well, I'll tell you what, he's like, the guy who owns the place, basically he's like, even we don't normally do this. And he's like, but he's like, we're just going to charge you for the motherboard. Like, that's it. No labor, no blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And he's like, that's $50. He's like, we're going to order a name brand one because the one that's in there is, just some random one. And he goes, it'll probably take, a few days to get it in and blah. I'm like, okay, I can live with that. That's a fine compromise, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's like if he came back and was like, "Yeah, it's going to be another $200 or $300," honestly, I would have been like, "You know what? I'm going to just start squirreling money. I got a laptop I can just function with until, and I'm just going to put money toward a new one,
For
because
sure.
I'm not going to just keep jumping computers only a few months later, maybe to have to fucking get another one. I'm not trying to lay out $300 every 5 months.
Yeah, nickel and diming you.
Yeah, and it's like I don't think they're doing it on purpose. It's just the idea that it's like it's the problem with buying used electronics. You don't have a freaking clue how many clicks they got left in them.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's why I've warned people for years when they're like, "Oh, so and so's got a used TV," and I'm like, "Yeah," I'm like, you should ask them about the usage habits of it before you get too gung ho on buying a used TV. Because it's like if it's from a store, there's no way in fuck I would buy one because they just run all day long.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but anyway,
my favorite are when you see those stories and it's like, oh, I bought a TV off of Facebook Marketplace, and they plug it in and it's like a McDonald's menu board or something.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Even better, man. Like I can just stare at Big Macs all day.
Hell
Delicious.
yeah. This is my version of you porn.
That sounds like a great idea. Every once in a while, it sneaks in the breakfast menu,
Oh, yeah. Like, dude, if it rotates in the morning, I'd be set.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, bagel steak sandwich. How you doing?
Oh, what's up? That mapley crack sandwich whose name I can't remember.
McGriddle.
Yeah, what's up, McGriddle? How you doing?
Yeah. So I was expecting essentially a power supply, and power supplies are probably $30 to $50. I don't know what they cost anymore. The last time I replaced one was like $35 or $40. So
right.
So it's right in the price range of what I expected. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll do this. But I'm also very much going to try to, as I do sell stuff or have monies come in, try to start punching some away toward a new one.
Right. Probably a good idea.
Eventually I'm going to need one no matter what, because, it's a computer. Eventually they die. You have to get another one, So
exactly.
Man, what a nightmare.
Wasn't Power Supply the hip hop star from an extremely goofy movie? Was that his name?
That doesn't seem right.
No, you sure it was Power something?
Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. Hold on, I'll look.
I know, right? Now we're both like, what was it?
Power Line.
Power Line. God damn it. All right.
I was going to say, I was like, I didn't think that was quite right, but.
That's right.
We were sort of.
We love Power Line.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also have to make a statement to anybody who's watching on YouTube, because there are a few people that watch on YouTube, Brian.
All right.
There's Powerline for you watchers. If you missed last week's show, I don't know why the fuck it won't upload, but it just won't upload. I've tried 3 times.
Wow. Okay.
And it hits about 8% and it just stops, and I don't know why. I'm real curious what's going to happen with this show.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's awesome.
I feel like big YouTube's holding us down.
Probably.
Yeah.
Big YouTube as opposed to regular YouTube?
I guess. Okay. YouTube Premium,
Yeah, okay. Okay, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, because normally what I do is, when we're wrapping up, I upload it and I just leave it unlisted until you upload, all the credentials for the show. And then I do a little copy pasta, and then bing, I make it public for everybody.
Right.
And I was like at work, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should hop on my YouTube Studio app and get that squared away. And then it's like, oh, it's sitting at 8%. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do it when I get home. Come home. Oh, it's sitting at 8%. Deleted it, restarted it, same deal. I don't know what's going. I don't know why.
All right.
And we've uploaded way longer shows before.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is with the last episode, but I'm sorry, people that watch on YouTube.
Maybe it was your fuck YouTube shirt, hat, and wall cover.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. I was showing off my fuck YouTube tramp stamp.
Yeah, the whole show.
Yeah, exactly, the whole show, and scrotal piercing.
Yeah. That was a weird, cut every once in a while.
Yeah, Yeah. Like, why does that kiwi have jewelry? Oh, God.
Yep.
But I am the proud owner of a wired mouse and keyboard now, so
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to move it, and the arrow actually moves.
Right.
And I'll be honest, the keyboards make some satisfying clicks, so I like that.
It's funny because normally it'd be like, yeah, big deal, like who cares, right? But it's like with us, like any technological win is a massive win for
Oh
us
my
because
god, it so is.
usually it's just going the other way.
Yeah, normally it's a massive fail.
Yeah.
I do think my other Bluetooth keyboard, which is a little bit bigger than the tiny one I have upstairs, is now going to become the upstairs keyboard.
I do appreciate that you have a series of keyboards.
I do actually. I mean, with Bluetooth ones, I think I've got probably 3 of them now.
Yeah.
And, of all varying sizes and coolness factor.
I have 2 because I have an old USB, wired Mac keyboard, and I have, the shitty wireless Mac keyboard. And by shitty, I mean the one that you have to use batteries.
Oh my.
Like, yeah, it's not
plug and play.
Plug church, yeah. So it's one that I think it's like 3 or 4 AA batteries. I mean, it lasts a long time, but it's still the fact that I don't know why they made it that way rather than one that's rechargeable.
Right.
It's strange, but whatever.
People are strange.
Well, I do know why, actually, because they make one like that, and then they make a better one, and then people go, "Ooh, I got to get this one now." And
does it run off of proprietary Apple AA's?
No, actually.
Oh, shocking!
It doesn't have some special Apple battery or something, the iBattery.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you need double eyes for this.
Yeah. Like, I already wear glasses.
Like, no, batteries. They're Apple batteries. Oh. They're like hexagonal or something.
Yeah, like $60 a piece.
We designed them so they can't roll off of tables. Yeah. Like, actually, that's kind of smart.
I mean, it's not worth the 10 times the price of a regular battery, but that's not bad.
It lasts just as long as a Duracell, but
yeah, all this is just a piece of tape wrapped around it.
Yeah, that's just a 3D printed case.
Yeah,
around a AA.
Yeah, it's a rubber band.
Yeah, it's Apple rubber band though.
Apple
proprietary.
iBand.
Yeah, exactly. It's not rubber band. It's like a rubber titanium mix.
Right, of course. No, not yet. The first one's just rubber.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. The next one will have a mix in it that has anti-skid and anti-roll technology.
Oh, shit, son.
This one can still skid, unfortunately,
Yeah, you're right. That is exactly how Apple would design batteries.
Totally. I mean, it's not just them, really. It's everybody. They like to just put out, here's this, and then next time here's this. It's the old from The Simpsons, the Malibu Stacy.
Yes.
With the new hat.
But I mean, I will say one thing. Like, say you had an Apple battery, and then the next generation Apple battery comes out, and it comes out in 4 different colors, and it's got that little thing on the side you can hit, and it shows you how much charge it is.
Yeah.
Right. But you go over and you got like the Android battery, and then the next version Android battery like folds in half.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
It's like half the size too.
Yeah. But it's super susceptible to hackers.
Yeah. There's that. Yeah. It's funny talking about this because I was telling my mom earlier how, I've always been a Mac guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Macs I've had, I've really not had a lot of issues with, like just standard shit, and I just cannot say the same thing about PCs, man. Every PC I have had so much trouble with. Like, in fact, I think this laptop I'm using right now is the only one I have. I mean, it's slow, but other than that, it's functioned, So it's like this might be the only PC I've owned that hasn't given me constant grief.
Oh yeah,
it's quite annoying.
I mean, I've had, with the exception of my keyboard not lighting up, zero problems with the mini Mac I got.
Yeah,
and yeah, you're right. Anytime I've had a or last time I had a Windows one, it was always like, oh, here's an update. Something this program doesn't work.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
Oh, it just crashed for no reason at all. Yeah, oh, what's that burning smell?
Perfectly normal. Don't worry about it. I'm just assuming it's my luck because I know everybody I know that's a computer nerd is like, EU Max, kind of a thing. But I'm like, I just have not really had issues with them.
Well, I do know that a lot of the problems I probably had with my old PCs was a lot of it was my fault because you
Massive amounts of porn,
so much, Brian,
no antivirus,
so much,
just raw dogging the internet.
Exactly. I surf like I live.
Yeah.
But no, because you'd be like, well, I need to turn this file into this. How do I do that? Oh, here's a program. Okay, I'll just download it.
Yeah.
And who knows what sort of, PC aids I was getting.
Yeah.
I was definitely not very careful about stuff like that.
Yeah. You take your computer in, they're handling it with gloves and biohazard gear.
Yeah, exactly. That's where COVID came from.
Like you start to walk in, they're like, wait. they get into their costumes and then they're like, we'll meet you outside. And come outside, get your computer, put it in a containment bag.
They just lock it in a big metal box. You hear because they explode it.
Okay, problem solved. Good news, sir. Your computer doesn't freeze anymore.
Like, excellent. Bad news. You've unleashed the pandemic.
And it's in 5,000 pieces because we blew it up. So, gotta take the good with bad.
It's all right. I'll just get a new laptop and download even more sketchy programs.
In fact, I'll find even sketchier ones.
Exactly.
Oh man, yeah. It sucks because I talked a couple weeks ago about my circle of joy shrinking in my life, right?
Yeah.
And I've said on here, especially on the Crazy Life, I've said this a buttload of times, is that for my depression, the easiest and quickest trigger to throw me into a spiral is money. It always has been, because I come from a scarcity mindset, because of, growing up, having enough, but also knowing that if anything went tits up, we may not have enough.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Right. And I know a lot of people can appreciate that. And so now it's the same thing, is especially with me not working, I don't have any sort of a steady income. So when anything costs any amount of money, I worry. Like this, I was worried because I'm like, man, if this computer's fucked, I can't go buy another one.
Right. Yeah. What am I going to do?
Luckily, I have this laptop and it'll function for like this, but it's like, but also this laptop is what, 5 or 6 years old. I mean, it's, for a laptop, it's getting old, right?
It's in a nursing home, basically.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here going, like it
was probably super happy you fired it up. Like, oh, you're visiting. Shut up, Nana. Load Skype.
Yeah, right. So that so it's just I've been really getting fucked by my head the last couple weeks, and I think some of it has to do with the weather change, and they're more so the season change, because the days haven't been quite as sunny. Even when they're sunny, the world doesn't have the grass isn't as green. Everything's got that more fall.
Oh yeah,
muteness to it. Aside from the trees are starting to we're getting close to peak color on the trees.
Oh yeah, sexy trees.
But when you look at yards, you can go, oh yeah, it's not summer anymore. These grasses ain't green anymore. They're that dull green. There's no vibrancy to a lot of the stuff, and and it's really been kicking my ass. And I thank God I called yesterday to try to get another therapy appointment, and allegedly I have an appointment next week. So
allegedly,
well, the last two they've canceled the day of, so hopefully this one goes through.
Okay, hold on, real quick.
Yeah,
because I thought I had this mind thing going for me of people canceling on me because I had a dentist appointment last Friday. Yeah, right, and the day of what happened?
There was just a big thumbs up that just showed up on my screen. I don't know if I hit something or if you did.
I don't know. That's weird.
It was just like floating heads up like in a bubble.
That's fucking weird.
It was probably me.
So the day before though, or the day of my appointment, I get a phone call from my dentist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, motherfucker, if they're canceling on me,
Mm.
I'm going to tell them they need to take $30 off my next bill. Because if I cancel on them the day of, it's $30.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? So that's my question is, if you cancel day of, do you get charged?
Well, fortunately, this place doesn't have that policy.
Okay.
But the neurologist that I used to see, I actually, the last I knew of, I owed them $40 and I told them I refused to pay it because 2 times I had an appointment on a Monday and it was at like 9 in the morning.
Right.
And one time my brother got a flat tire and he was my ride. I literally had no way up there. Right. And it's in Monroe. It's not like it's somewhere real close. So I can't just, hey, I need a ride half an hour away, because that's at least, that's 2 hours basically I'm asking someone of their time, because drive up and back plus probably an hour almost waiting in the waiting room.
Yeah, for sure. Or the local bar.
Right, for 5 minutes to, get in there. So it's not something I can just easily do all the time. Especially in the morning, because everybody I know pretty much works.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why my brother was my option. So that was one of them. I don't remember why on the other one, but and they were like, well, you should have canceled sooner. I'm like, it's Monday. When am I going to call you, over the weekend when you're not open and don't have an answering machine? Like, when am I supposed to call you?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm supposed to know on Friday that on Monday my brother's getting a flat tire. If I had that kind of power, I probably wouldn't fuck with a neurologist. I'd be like, having a school of teenagers I was teaching to use their powers.
Oh, I figured you'd just be getting Powerball numbers.
Oh, well, probably that too. I mean, you got to fund the school somehow.
I guess.
I mean, they'll be my S-men.
In an unwarranted turn of events, Stewart has won 4 Powerballs in a row.
We don't know how he does it.
It's crazy.
But we assume it has something to do with that massive dome.
Yeah, that big old domer.
So, yeah. But yeah, that place did. And like I said, the last time I did it, and they were like, well, you owe us $40 for, I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not paying that. I was like, because you guys have the same thing you were saying, because I even told them, I was like, you've canceled on me twice. So in my book, we're even at best.
Yeah. Like, you
Like,
owe me,
like
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not like you give me $20 off if you cancel my appointment, And I get it. I understand why places do it. It's to deter people from canceling, because some of these places have like a high rate of cancellation.
I get it too, but it's a two-way street, motherfucker.
Yeah, it should be a two-way street.
Yeah.
Especially day of,
Yeah.
They because again, like for me or for you, I'm assuming you probably, I don't know now because you're a fancy office guy, but when you were grunt floor guy, you'd have to take time off for that appointment.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, like I mean, that, wouldn't you?
Like my move would be I schedule on a Friday because I usually get off work early.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
But I mean, I would still schedule it on a Friday because I tend to get off work early on Friday.
Yeah, right. But I know a lot of people for appointments will take a half day, or, if their place lets them use hours, they'll, sometimes you can squeeze it in on your lunch depending on, whatever. But like for me, I don't drive. So either if I were using an Uber, by the time they call me, like this last time that it happened, I would have already had a car called. I mean, that's how close to the appointment it was. Like they called me almost at the time of my appointment.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. And, they were like, oh, she got called into a meeting. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, not my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. Or if I'm getting a ride, now I feel really bad when I ask somebody hey, can you take me to an appointment? And then they cancel it. And I'm like, hey, sorry, I fucked up your whole afternoon or a couple hours of your day, basically, because, whatever you might have been able to do, you canceled on or whatever.
Right.
So, and I know most people don't care, they're like, oh, that's fine, whatever. But it's still, I don't like to feel like I put anyone out on something, So it's, and I get it, especially with therapy is a little different than the others, because there have been times where they've canceled. Like I've been in the office and somebody will call me up and they'll be like, hey, she had somebody that's in a like emergency situation. We don't know how long it's going to be. You can wait if you want, or we can reschedule, And I'm, of course, I'm like, fuck them. This is my time. No.
Yeah, exactly. I paid for this shit.
Yeah, I'm on that schedule. If somebody's in that bad of a way, I'm typically not in any sort of a crisis mode, with therapy. So I'm generally like, yeah, that is not a problem. This could be something that could save someone's life. So, for sure they should get to skip the line. But when it's a meeting, I'm like, really? Like, in the world we live in, it's like, can't they just like record the meeting and send it to you?
Yeah.
Can't you just ask questions later? Especially when typically when I schedule, I gotta be, you're a month and a half out. Like with me, when they're like, oh, we can't, like when they canceled me, they don't just put you on the schedule for the next available.
Right.
You got to call in and then reschedule. And one of the things with people with anxiety is they're typically really bad about calling and scheduling things. So, weeks later, I finally call and make my appointment, and I'm shocked. And that's why I'm like, we'll see, because to get in this soon is really rare. Usually it'd be a month or so, so unless maybe somebody just freshly canceled and it was just there. Otherwise in my head, I'm going, I bet she has a meeting and that's why it looked open on the schedule.
Right.
Because for some reason, when she has meetings, they don't seem to show up on the schedule and they schedule people.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah. If that's the case, they should just have her do her own scheduling, because she'll know if she has meetings set up.
Well, you would think.
Yeah. I mean, except for the Spanish Inquisition meetings, that apparently just spring up out of nowhere.
Bonsai. Yeah, I was curious about that.
Yeah. Like I said, fortunately, where I go, they don't.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good, especially with mental health stuff, man. Because I imagine the cancellation rate on mental health appointments.
Oh yeah.
Is probably way higher. Maybe not, but I would guess it is, because
anxiety and stuff.
Yeah.
Depression and stuff.
Yep. Like, I just can't get out of bed today.
Yeah, exactly.
So, or I can't leave the house, or whatever your issue happens to be. So, yeah. But yeah, anyway, so I've been trying to think of, man, I mean, I've told you about how messed up my sleep's been for the last 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a mess. Yesterday, it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had only gotten a few hours of sleep. I woke up and I was like wide awake, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to get up. Maybe if I just fuck around, I can get to bed at a decent time tonight. Maybe, move toward getting back to my old schedule. Last night, about 10:30, I think it was, or 11, I had Blackhawks Penguins game on ESPN, and I'm watching that. I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, I'm getting sleepy. I'm like, you know what? Turn TV off, see if I can get some sleep, right? About 2 o'clock, wake up fresh as a daisy. And I'm like, damn it. I mean, now granted, that's that's an okay amount of sleep, but it's not a full night.
It's not a full night. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, man.
Yeah, that's been my gimmick lately, is between 2 and 3, I just wake up.
Yeah.
And
I'm not waking up. I'm waking up like either in a start, like fresh out of a dream I don't remember, or I'm waking up and I'm like, yeah, I'm too awake to go to sleep now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
mine's usually like, why am I awake? Or it's, oh God, I'm in pain right now. This sucks.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But so I'm trying to figure out anything I can do for money, right? Like I know I can't hold a job like this. Like right now, I can't get a regular sleep pattern going. So it's like, I need a pretty open schedule. So if I have to go to sleep, I can go to sleep. Plus, my migraines, anxiety, depression, it's just like I have this mountain of stuff that, I tried disability and got denied for that. And it's like, they told me basically, like, if you were over 50, this would be a whole lot easier. And it's like, well, I'm still 5 years from that.
Yeah, I'm not. God damn, we're almost 50. Yeah,
I know, right?
What
it's like,
the fuck?
That's still 5 years is still a long ways from now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, That's not an answer.
Yeah.
The old, I'll just wait till I'm 50. That's not
Like,
really.
I'll wait you fuckers out.
And I don't want to do that
Of course
either.
not. Yeah.
I'd rather do something productive, but it's like I cannot for the life of me figure it out. Like I've looked online to try to find like work at home stuff, and so much of it is scam or sounds like a scam. A lot of the data entry stuff from what you really got to fight to get your money. And there's, I don't drive, so I can't do DoorDash or something of that effect,
Have you considered pimping?
I mean, I have, but I mean, the law enforcement's still not favorable on that.
That's true. They did shut down all those Jack Shacks not that long ago.
Right. That's why I'm in the pinch I'm in now.
Oh, wait, you're Master Ping? Damn it.
Was. So, it's like, I don't know. And it's like, I keep looking at school, but I keep also looking at like, there's not like, I can't figure out what I'd want to do.
Yeah.
Before I was like, I should go, I'd finish up the graphic design degree. And then it's like, let's take a step back here. And this isn't being, I don't think this is being depressed. I think this is like actual look. And it's like, I haven't been creative in years, really, as far as art goes.
Okay.
I don't really feel like this is the right move right now. I don't think it's going to inspire me to all of a sudden start creating. I think it's more likely to just frustrate me because I'm still in this block, So, and it was like, well, then my other was like, for a while was, well, maybe I'll go into accounting. And then it's like, well, then AI really popped up. And now I'm like, yeah, 2-year accounting degree basically probably isn't going to be worth a whole lot in a couple years. So if I go down that road, I'm probably looking at more of a, do I want to put 4 years into accounting?
Right.
So it's like, I don't know what the fuck to do, man. Like anybody listening, if you have, some side racket that, because it doesn't have to pay a lot. It would just be nice to have a few bucks to go.
Just a little flow.
Well, like, when we want to go have a beer, if we go to a brewery, it's a real kick in the pants.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Because it's, it's $30 every time we go pretty much. Because, I'm not going to sit and have a pint. Usually I'm knocking 3 or 4, 5 back.
Yeah. A pint isn't proper beer math.
Right. Exactly. And even if we go to like burgers, we go to a place like that, and then I'm going to have a burger while I'm there.
Well, it is burgers.
I'm still going to lay out $25, $30
Although
because
the chicken, Brian.
I've heard it's the best. So. I haven't had it though, honestly.
It's delicious.
But, I do know one thing after reading the health code violations is don't get the bologna there. Apparently they had bologna that was past date.
Oh, I had some health code stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man, don't tell me that. That's my.
It's just it was hot dogs and bologna. It's not shit you're getting.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
And the key is just make sure you get stuff that's going to get cooked real well, I guess.
Yeah, and honestly, hot dogs and bologna, same thing.
Yeah. But yeah. And I hate the fact that no matter what it is, it's just, like I always, when I was working, I hated it when you go to reach into your wallet and you're like, wow, I don't even have $10.
Oh yeah.
Like back then it was like a new CD came out and you're like, oh man, I can't get this. And it's like, this sucks. I don't like this scenario. And now it's, more of a pinch than that. It's just like, if I'm out with my brother and we want to get food, that at times I'm like, I don't have enough, So it's like, I want to find something, but I don't know, what I can do. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot of a skill set either, So anyway, enough of this being the crazy life.
We'll have to ponder this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in all seriousness, if anyone has anything that could help me here, I'm all ears. I would, what I need is somebody with like their own small business that just needs someone to do like something online, basically, and that I can do on my own time.
I mean, I 100% believe that you could definitely be a social media guy, but you'd have to do videos and photos.
See, that's the other problem.
Yeah. And you don't have to be in them, but you'd have to do them.
Yeah. well, that's like somebody mentioned to me about like, well, maybe you really, work on pushing the podcast, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, the problem is that's really outside my strengths because I really hate what you have, the stuff you've got to do to really promote stuff.
Yeah,
I
you gotta
really,
like dance on a ball and juggle like a
dude,
circus bear.
one of the podcast groups I'm in, there was a guy yesterday that said he's been on 750 podcasts, meaning his own plus other shows and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, we've done that too, but we've got 630, this 632 here. I've done what 350 of the other show, so plus the enthusiasts, I'm sitting around 1,000.
Yeah, plenty of guest appearances,
plus a couple of guest appearances. Yeah, and it was like, but this guy's on a lot of other podcasts, as a guest, and I'm like, I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
so a few would be cool, but I just don't want to be on every podcast.
Like there was once upon a time when we started doing this that I was like, I wanted to be on other people's podcasts because I still do enjoy podcasting, but I'm with you. I'm like, unless it's certain people that are like, hey, you wanna? I'd be like, all right, but I'm not reaching out to anybody. I don't give. Yeah. I barely got enough time to do anything anymore.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't have the social battery to do that.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to,
Which I'm not. I am saying, feel free to reach out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you listen, have a podcast, feel free to reach out.
Yeah, for sure.
Then I could just tell you no personally.
Yeah. Accurate. Well, I mean, we'll send them we'll have our agent send them the contract and everything.
Well, like I saw Stephanie was posting about Shot of History doing stuff again, and I would love to be on Shot of History again because that was one of my favorite shows to be on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it kind of fizzles out and dies, I'll be like, well.
Yeah.
Those times I had on there was a lot of fun.
Right. So anyway, so how's your week been now that I've taken up like an hour?
No, you're good. Yeah, that whole dentist experience sucked.
Yeah.
Because,
I assume it wasn't just a cleaning or something.
Well, it was supposed to be just a cleaning, 6-month cleaning, and I'm like, but I'm at work. I'm like, God, I just want to go home, start my weekend. I'm like, whatever. It's just a cleaning, and as soon as I sit down in the chair, oh well, your 5-year X-rays are up, so we gotta do all those, and we need your annual this, and it's like, oh God, I was there so long.
Yeah. Plus the prostate exam.
Yeah. Plus that, and then my dentist, she's but she's a nice little Chinese lady, Dr. Yaya.
That's a great name.
I know, isn't it?
That sounds like a great DJ name.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Yaya.
Yeah.
But the hygienist, which also, you've been to the dentist, obviously.
No, never.
Have you ever had a male hygienist?
Once.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to, what was that place called? The one that's over on Talmadge. It was like Aspen Dental or one of those kind of places where like every time you go in, it's a different dentist and a whole different crew, basically.
Oh, okay.
So I had one there. That's the only one I've ever had.
Because as I'm laying in the chair and the hygienist is in my mouth, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, I couldn't do this job. But it's not because I don't want to be in people's mouths.
That's the reason I couldn't do it.
It's because I got big hands.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And I'm like, there's no way I could. And I was like, I don't know if I've had male dentists.
Yeah.
But I've never had a male hygienist. And I was like, is this a female job? Your brain just starts going.
Well, and you're like, well, you're also hitting the bingo card for like, having a man in different holes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It was just one of those weird thoughts I had.
Yeah.
But the hygienist is like, oh, she's like, I noticed your canine's got a big chip in it. Is that recent? I'm like, oh, no, that happened when I broke my tooth.
No, my dog just eats chips all the time. Why?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, she's real stupid.
Yeah. Paint chips usually, but
But when the dentist comes over, Dr. Yaya, the hygienist is like, oh, well, he's got this chip in his tooth here, and he says it doesn't bother him. He says he's had it for a while. And she's like, oh, well, whatever you were doing when you chipped that tooth, just, don't do that again or don't eat it again. Or I'm like, that's fine, doctor. I ate a curb. And she's like, a what? And I'm like, a curb. She's like,
Yeah.
what's a curb? And I'm like, the things on the edge of a street? And she went, oh. I'm like, yeah, I fell off a bike and ate a curb.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably don't do that again.
Yeah, no.
Would not recommend.
Which then it just turned into a whole like, oh, I'm a dentist and I have money conversation. Because she was like, oh, I just got into biking. I bought a Peloton, and then I went to a resort for my bachelorette party, and we went on a biking excursion, and I was really good. And I was just like,
wait, is she not going to be Dr. Yaya anymore?
She better not be not Dr. Yaya.
I'd be real disappointed. That's such a good name.
Unless she changed it to like Dr. Yo-Yo or something.
Yeah, like, geez, that would suck. Because it'll turn into something like she's American, marrying some like white ass dude with the last name like Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Miller.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I much prefer Dr. Yaya.
Like, let's get you divorced.
Come on, Dr. Yaya. Let's get on that Peloton and ride away from your marriage.
Yeah, it's like, I could just keep my maiden name. Nah. Here's the annulment papers.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. Also, I mean, riding a Peloton, not the same as, riding a bike out in the wild.
No, not at all.
Generally, you're not going to go over the handlebars of a Peloton unless you're very uncoordinated.
Very aggressively riding it.
Or, I guess, very drunk.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sure you could figure it out,
Yeah, I just, it was a weird experience at the dentist, but whatever.
Yeah, I got the old cleaning coming up next week, actually. It's so dumb because of the place I go to. They won't do stuff the same day. So it's like I'm going one day for a cleaning, going back the next day for a filling.
That's stupid.
Like,
just do it. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm in the chair.
And I don't fucking care. Like I've told you before, I mean, I sat there that one day, 4 hours with them trying to yank the one wisdom tooth out of my mouth. And it was horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, been through that. A cleaning and a filling, I'll be all right.
Do you remember when we were kids, the dentist had those little porcelain spit cups?
Yeah.
With like little swirling water in it.
Yeah.
I was missing that too because they put that hose in your mouth just now.
Yeah.
And I was just my brain was just all over the place sitting in that dentist chair.
Oh, mine does too because I'm also it's part of it's because the music there is so wild sometimes because there's one woman, if she's working, she dominates the playlist and it'll be like all Adele.
Oh, well, I mean, it could be worse, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's another woman that works there that if she's controlling the playlist, it's a lot of just upbeat stuff, pop music, but it's all upbeat stuff. And it's like, whatever, again, could be worse. And then there's one woman that I absolutely hate when she's working because it's all like new country.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, can you just drill right into my ears with real
exactly. Take out those drums, yo.
Yeah, just put me out of my misery. And it's like, I never think, because I don't know if she's going to be there, right? And I never think to take my damn AirPods because they don't care if you put your AirPods in while you're in the chair.
I don't know why I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
But I should do that.
Yeah.
But
I've seen people doing it because of the noise canceling part of it, because of the drill sound really bothers a lot of people.
Like the drill doesn't bother me, but sometimes I just don't want to talk. Especially when your mouth is open, you're spitting everywhere. And, and then I got the hygienist. Oh, what's your favorite college football team?
Yeah.
It's like, just don't talk to me right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when I was like, I used to go to get my hair cut once upon a time. It's like, just cut my hair. I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. This isn't barbershop where I'm laying out my life's problems. I'm just here to get a trim and leave.
I wish. I mean, that's one thing as a white guy. I hate the fact that we don't get that experience.
I know I'm not going to lie,
but I feel like it things are weighted a little more in our favor. So I'll give black people that one.
Yeah, that's fair. And somehow, Brian, I think if we decide to go in and open up a barbershop and just put whites only on it, it's not going to work out.
I don't think that's going to go well. Yeah. I for sure would not do that. That's a terrible idea. Yeah. But it's like, I've been in, my dad used to go to a barbershop to get his hair cut.
Yeah.
And I used to go with him. And, but the problem is it's just a bunch of white guys, and old white guy stories suck.
Yeah, like my dad used to take me to his barbershop, and it was the same deal.
And it's all dad jokes. It's not, I mean, they're fine, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's just not the same as the stuff I've seen in, various pop culture things. That looks like, you know, there's that whole bonding experience of going to the barbershop and learning life lessons and getting just your balls broken by everybody in there, you know. And
although I always got the vibe that when my dad and I went to the barbershop, that I killed the buzz when I was there. Because I had a feeling they wanted to talk about more like old man shit.
Yeah.
But there's a kid in the room.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, this one time, this fucking bitch, you know.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe it just was stale because, you know, they were like, kids here, we should probably
we got to keep it PG.
Not talk about how we, you know, we traded traded wives last week or whatever.
Exactly. That one time we Eiffel Towered somebody.
Yeah. Like, okay, I get it. Like,
been watching some spooky movie. Oh, wait, what?
I was gonna say, ever had two guys give you a haircut while fucking?
Like what?
I'll give you a hot shave from the, you know. Anyway, spooky movies.
Yeah, we watched some. You know, it's October, so we watched some spooky movies.
Yeah.
Michelle decided to go all in and get a month of Shudder for us.
Nice.
Let me tell you, Brian, if you get Shudder, Spirit Halloween the movie, fucking garbage.
But I assume not in the good way.
No, not even in a fun way.
Oh, that's
like we made it. I think we made it about 40 minutes in, and we were both like, "We got to get out of this." Right? It's
pretty far in. Yeah.
Well, because we were kind of waiting for the hook. Like, when's it get? When's the spooky happen?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like you gave it a fair go.
And dude, the kids are. It takes place in like the 80s, kind of, maybe 90s. Wait, no, it was modern times.
So 80s.
Christopher Lloyd is in it, believe it or not.
Okay.
And then like the kids that are running around on bikes, and he's
playing one of the kids, right?
Yeah, yes, he's such a good actor.
He's got a wig on.
Those giant old man ears he has. But I'm like, well, first off, they're trying to get Stranger Things vibes.
Yeah.
It's these like young teen boys on bikes. The main character has the Stranger Things kid haircut.
Oh, really?
I'm just like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, trying to capture Stranger Things vibes for sure.
The only reason I said we should watch it because it's Spirit Halloween the movie.
Yeah,
you know, Spirit Halloween's my jam. That's a fun store to go to this time of year.
Yeah,
but wow, that movie sucked. But we shifted over and watched.
Well, real quick before you get into that,
yes,
I just cannot get the idea of a movie about teenagers, but they're all old guys in bad wigs.
I love this idea.
Out of my head. I want to just get the, you know, like Christopher Walken and sure Christopher Lloyd and like De Niro, and I just want to put them in terrible wigs and they all have to play teenagers.
I love this movie. It's kind of like what was that movie of John Travolta and like Tim Allen when they're trying to be young guys and like relive their glory days?
Oh, shit! It's got pigs in the title.
Oh, Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs. There it is. Yeah.
Oh, my bike. Watch my hair or whatever.
Yes, it just flopped off his head. Yeah. Anyway, so
we got away from Spirit Halloween the movie because it was fucking trash.
Right.
But the other movie we were looking at that was on Shudder was Night of the Demons.
Okay.
And it's like it's an 80s cult classic kind of movie.
Okay.
Oh my God, Brian. What a terrific movie this was to watch. Once again, 80s movie, of course.
I'm pulling it up here.
Yeah, I got some images up for the peeps. You know, chock full of some 80s nudity.
Yeah.
Like you know, everyone loves.
Oh, okay. I remember. I wanted to see the like poster, ad box, whatever you call it. Like I wanted to see that image. So I remember that.
Dude, this movie is hilarious. There's so many silly, funny moments.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be serious, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, but my favorite character, and like it said it on Shudder. It said spoiler. Because there's a character, his name's Raj. He's the only black guy in the movie, and he lives through the whole movie.
Talking like Raj from What's Happening?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
But Raj is my favorite character because the moment things get like crazy, no matter what's going on, there could be a woman at danger. He just runs out of room. Like one point, he just did a header through a window to get away from stuff.
Now, was he wearing a flak jacket as he went through the window?
No, he was wearing a pirate costume.
Well, no, you remember when we watched Booty Tang, and I was like, he's wearing a flak jacket. Right. And we're like, what? And I replayed it, and you're like, oh my God, he is.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, highly recommend Night of the Demons.
All right.
It was well worth the time.
Those kind of movies usually pay off.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're those ones where it's like, they're trying, but I think they also know, like, look, this isn't going to be some piece of cinema, you know, like,
right.
this is trash.
This is just funsies.
But like, yeah, I was going to say it's trash, but let's have some fun. Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a movie. I think we're going to watch it this weekend when Leah comes over. I've seen it on Amazon. It's called Totally Killer. It's a
oh yeah.
I guess it's supposed to be like Back to the Future meets a slasher movie.
Right.
So I'm into time travel movies for sure. So, oh my God, you took your glasses off and your eyes got fucking gigantic. It was like perfectly magnified.
That's because I have a giant Coke bottle in one of the lenses.
You remember that Val Kilmer joint, I Spy, the guy with the magnifying glass? He pulls off his face. He's got the huge mutated eye.
Yes. Oh, good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you'll never guess what movie we watched the other day. My mom found on I forgot what channel it's called. It's like Movies or something like that.
Whoa. Do they play movies?
Yeah, they do, but they're awful movies.
Oh, okay.
And you know, they have like I think it's on there, but it's like they have like Noir Friday or Spooky Saturday or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So the other one was like Giant Saturday or whatever this past weekend, I think. And one of the movies that was on, as soon as I walked out, I was like, oh my God, it's a giant Gila monster. And she's like, how do you know that? And I'm like, because I saw it on Mystery Science Theater.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it was like, I don't think I've ever actually watched the movie.
Yeah, you've only seen it on MST3K.
Dude, it's so bad because I forgot about how in a lot of old like monster type movies, basically the monster is in it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the special effects cost too much money. So it's basically just movie. And this, I forgot how like in this movie, it's just like these people, like it shows them at this like American Bandstand kind of thing. And they're all dancing and the guy spinning the records stops the one song. And he's like, oh, what does everybody want to hear next? And they're like, Elvis, the Everly Brothers, various other, hit people of the 60s.
Cradle of Filth.
Yeah. Dying fetus. And he was like, nah, he's like, how about this guy? And he's like, he's got a fresh record coming out. And like all the stuff they named was like upbeat pop music. And this guy comes out and he starts singing this song about how, I think it's something like, Jesus let the children laugh or something like that. And part of the way through, the whole crew is acting like this is a bop. Like this is a real like killer song. And I'm like, this song is A, trash. B, they're wanting you to play Elvis and all these other. Now, granted, I know Elvis did a lot of gospel stuff, but it was like, but this dude's coming out here singing about Jesus letting children, laugh, and it's like, and they're just like, hey, this is a hit.
Like, holy shit, I'm getting laid tonight with this jam.
And I'm just like, God, where's the monster?
Yeah, for the love of God, eat everybody.
And they just show then it cuts part way and you just see him like outside just crawling real slow, and half an hour later he finally gets inside basically. But it's like, good Lord, I forgot how that movie's so shitty and you don't realize how shitty it is because MST3K was going on. Right. Like they fill all the part of the movie with funny basically and skits.
That's what they do.
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't realize just how awful that movie is until those skits are gone. It's like, when you listen or watch like an 80s sitcom without the laugh track and you're like, oh my God, this isn't funny.
It's one of my favorite things they do.
Right?
Like Big Bang Theory with no laugh track.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wow, this is not good at all.
Yes.
So, yeah, that was. And then there's some movie we watched called Black Widow. Not the one with Scarlett Johansson. I would have been way happier to watch that.
Scarlett Johannesburg? Whatever happened to Chip Chipperson?
I don't know.
I know, right?
I think that podcast might be done. or it's on long hiatus, whichever. Um, no, this is an old ass movie, and it was kind of funny because it starts with this guy and this girl, and he's married, and she's new to the area, and he kind of takes a fancy to her, not in a romantic way, but just like hey, I want to help you because you're in the big city now kind of thing. And then like his wife comes home and they find her like hanging in the bathroom, and it's like, okay, and then it starts looking like everything points to this guy having like killed her, not that she killed herself and all this, but it's like he didn't do it. So the whole time it's like, who did it and all this, and they try to throw some red herrings at you. And I almost nailed it with about half an hour left, roughly, before they really kind of dug into it. I was kind of like, well, here's who I think did it, blah, 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 and but it was like it took a while to kind of, because I'm like, it's called Black Widow. Black Widows are notoriously deadly spiders.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, there's no like where's the, like, it's just showing this guy hanging out with this girl. He's going about his life as like a producer of Broadway, basically, and she's a writer. And it's like, okay, this all seems pretty innocent and gentle here. Like, where's the killing and where's the, and this is supposed to be in a horror block. Like where's the
spooky?
Yeah, it's like, where's the psychological stuff? Is there anything? And then all of a sudden, it's just like, it's one of those movies where it's like probably an hour and 20 minutes, and it nothing really like sparks until like 20 minutes or so left in it, and then you're like, okay, now we got a movie.
Is it like old cinema though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we've been like starting to watch some more older movies.
Mm-hmm.
I came home from work. Apparently, the library has an app that lets you watch like 10 movies a month, which is cool.
Yeah. Right.
But I came home from work yesterday actually, and she was watching. It was a Dracula movie with Christopher Lee from like the early 70s.
Yeah. Right.
TV's Count Dooku and
Yeah.
Saruman and heavy metal band leader.
Fuck yeah.
R.I.P. Christopher Lee.
Yeah, we talked about that in old episodes of the show.
Oh yeah. But that movie was terrible. But there was a scene where all they played was this intense music, and it was just taxidermy animals, and it would like zoom in on their faces and then like turn them slightly. And then it would cut to the actors. The actors are like,
like the thing's gonna kill them, basically.
It was the greatest.
That's the nuance that I appreciate in a lot of this kind of shitty stuff. Like, dude, in that movie, there's one guy, the main guy in it. He asks his friend, they're at this party, and he doesn't want to be there, but he promised his wife he would go and basically, play nice. And he runs into a friend, and he was like, "This place got a balcony," and the guy's like, "Are you gonna throw yourself off of it?" And it's like, dude, what
like, holy shit! What if I was Steve? What if I was?
Even if I did, that's less of a leap than what you just made with that. Good Lord.
Old cinema.
Yeah.
I got a couple more things. They're all food related. If you want to do a quick rundown through them.
All right.
S tier, Bryan. Meyer snacks.
Okay.
Just in general, bagged Meyer snacks are S tier snacks.
Yeah, I've got a decent amount because I'm always on a quest to find a replacement for Cheetos, which still have not found. But theirs aren't bad.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If you want to replace, I'm whispering so you can hear this.
Okay,
it's a secret.
I get you.
Yeah, okay. The replacement for Cheetos is gonna be the Clancy's Cheetos at Aldi's.
I've had those too, and they're close.
They're so close.
Yeah, they're not quite. There's something. It's similar to like Doritos. It's like I've had some clone Doritos that are close.
Yeah,
and never quite hit the same mark. There's always something just a little off.
Well, there's one thing that's off, Bryan. Is Cheetos are dangerously cheesy.
Oh, you're right. I hadn't thought about that.
So yeah.
Speaking of, I'm in Kroger earlier today, and I had a hank.
Speaking of dangerously cheesy,
well, speaking of Cheetos,
okay.
I was in Kroger, and I was like, some Cheetos sound delicious because I saw them on a end cap, and I was like, oh, there's a sale sign on there, And I walk up and it's like $2.29 a bag, and I'm like, neat, you know. And then I'm grabbing 2 bags, and it's like, when you buy 4, and I'm like, I'm really not looking to spend $9 on Cheetos. And then I see that if you just buy 1 bag, they're like $5.79 for a
So
little ass
you
bag of
might as
Cheetos.
well spend $9 on Cheetos.
And I was so I don't know, I was like, damn it, I was right down by Aldi. I should have just went in Aldi and got some of the. I could have bought like, you know, the everyday price on those is like 2 something.
Yeah, they're dirty ass cheap and they're tasty.
Yeah, I was like, damn it.
But yeah, dude, we had the cheese because, you know, kids came over for dinner and games, so we had the cheese curls, white cheddar, delicious. Cheese balls, delicious. I got some sour cream and onion chips upstairs. I'm ready to get on it. Lime tortilla chips, delicious. Meyer's killing it.
That's an interesting one because I've had probably 4 different types of lime tortilla chips. And my problem is that what they taste like most of the time to me is as though they make a lime salt and then put that on the chips. And usually it's way too much for me.
The Meyer ones are pretty good.
Okay. I like a hint of the lime. Like when you go to Chipotle, they squeeze fresh lime juice, like fresh limes right over their chips.
Shit, I didn't know they did that. Fancy fuckers.
Uh-huh.
So I got the Meyer snacks S tier. Now I gotta shift gears here and go something that really disappointed me.
Okay.
So yesterday, you know, it was a weird day. Michelle had to run out.
Meyer Plan B.
Yeah, Meyer Plan. Michelle had to run out and get some stuff from Target, and she's like, "Hey," because we didn't have anything planned for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "I'll just pick us up something on the way home." Like, that's cool.
Some Easy Mac at Target. Gotcha.
So she calls me. She's like, "I'm gonna get Wendy's." I'm thinking like, shit. I really don't eat fast food very often.
Right.
But I'm like, you know what? Fucking
Baconator.
Well, double. I'm a big fan of double.
Oh, me too. That actually is what I usually.
So I'm like, I haven't had a Wendy's double in a while, so I'll do a double fries, and I'm like, give me a drink with no sugar, please.
Mm-hmm.
And I unwrapped that sandwich, and it looked like a Wendy's double, and I bit into it, and it tasted like nothing.
Really?
I was so disappointed because Wendy's used to kill their shit.
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed at this burger. Maybe it just happened to be that one, but maybe the spirit of Dave Thomas has finally left.
Also very likely.
I was very disappointed.
You'll know the day you get one with that's round, you know.
Yeah,
he's turning in his grave because we don't get corners with Wendy's.
For sure.
As such, that is one of my favorite dumb gimmick things ever, which is, you know, we don't cut corners at Wendy's, you know. But also, yeah, you do. But yeah,
you for sure do. For sure.
Well, that's very sad.
I was very sad.
It especially sucks when you kind of like you're building up that like hankering for it.
Oh yeah, and then it just let me down.
Like, I haven't had one of those in a long time. Like that used to be my regular, like going into Hollywood Video almost not every time, but you know, fairly often I would swing by Wendy's, grab the double combo, you know, and whatever. Or when someone was coming into work, you know, they'd holler at me and be like, "Hey, I'm stopping at Wendy's," you know, like, yeah, you know what I want.
Like, okay, here you go. Wendy's fries. What's your opinion on Wendy's fries?
I like them better now that they have the fresh cut or whatever, where they've got like skins on the outside and stuff.
Okay,
I think better now.
Because I do remember once upon a time Wendy's fries were just trash.
Yeah,
they were always like limp.
Yeah.
And I thought, but it was one of those. I was like eating the burger, and I'm like, well, let me get some of these fries. I was like, damn, the fries are better than the burger. What happened to Wendy's?
Well, they really put a lot of work into those fries. They were bragging them up. They had T-shirts talking about how their fries are the, you know, preferred fries of fast food, which I don't buy. I just don't buy anything where McDonald's doesn't win. And McDonald's fries aren't as good as they used to be,
no,
right?
Of course not. Beef tallow.
But McDonald's is the nostalgia fry for so many people. I just can't see people going, you know, this is that much better.
Right.
It's just weird, even if it is.
Yeah.
Right. Like, there's probably better fries out there. When McDonald's hits their mark, I really still love their fries.
I mean, I will still throw down on a cup of rally fries.
Right. So, see what I mean? It's like, I think a lot of people have got, you know, or Arby's shit with curly fries a lot of people love, and it's like I can see having something else, but it's like I still feel like across the board, I feel like McDonald's generally is still going to win that fight when they nail it. What I'm thinking happened is they probably at this taste test thing probably are like, here's some limp McDonald's fries, here's some very fresh, crispy Wendy's fries. Which ones are better?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like the ones that dog shit on, or, or the other ones.
Here's some Wendy's fries. Here's a gunman holding McDonald's fries aimed right at you.
Yeah.
Which fries did you choose? All right, so we got Wendy's out of the way. Now here's the last one. I was talking about this at work with people.
Mm-hmm.
What are your stance? Because this is something I enjoyed as a kid, and not on purpose.
Prostitution.
Yes, exactly. I enjoyed it so much.
Weird, you were going to rub and tugs at 8, but hey, whatever.
Oh, I was making money, son. What are you talking about?
Yeah. 8.
What is your stance on hot hose water?
I mean, I've, as you well know and have witnessed, I've drank plenty of it.
Yeah.
Just remember your dad used to like throw us outside and lock the door.
Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was like, you can come in for number 2sies, and that's about it. So yeah, I'm no fan of it, and especially knowing now how awful the plastic is.
Well, it's one of those things where you're like, hell yeah, hose water, and then you drink too soon.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like I guarantee there's people, because I let my kids drink hose water. I didn't give a shit.
Well, you didn't give them a choice.
Well, true.
Yeah.
But I guarantee there's people now that probably had hose water that they're like, oh, my kids aren't drinking hose water.
Oh, I'm sure. I know people who've said that because, like I said, we know now how horrible that plastic was.
It made me stronger, Brian.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why I wake up screaming in pain at 2 a.m.
Where else was I going to get my Where else was I going to get my daily dose of microplastics as a child?
Hell yeah, hot hose water, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the worst part. Was it just even if you let the water run forever, it never seemed to cool
like
down.
You think it would be enough, and then you get that mouthful of warm. Yeah.
And keep in mind, I've always been a person who when you give me water, I want cold water.
Yeah.
I don't want room temperature water. Well, once in a great while. Like if I'm freezing cold and thirsty, I may not want ice cold water, but otherwise I'm probably going to want cold water. So yeah, that was the biggest disappointment. Was it's like we're outside, we're running around, we're hot, and it's like you can't even cool down with a nice cold drink of water.
It's
hot.
It's coming out at a nice tepid 125.
Am I drinking lava? Like what is going on here?
Oh, okay, all right. That's all. That's really all I got.
And we didn't have these cool water bottles like we do now that keep things nice and crisp that we could have taken outside with us.
Well, yours is friendly. Mine destroys the planet.
Yeah. As we appreciate.
Yeah.
Take that planet and small countries.
Exactly. Suck it.
Yeah.
Or something.
Suck up all your fresh water and sell it back to you.
Oh yeah, America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, having a mouse that works is fucking sick.
So I got one other thing before we get into the QoftheW, which was we talked a little before we started. So we talked at length last week about Saints Row.
Oh yes.
And how we were both like about the game. And I was like, I wonder if playing it longer, you kind of get into the game, you get into the physics of the game. Once you're really kind of absorbed in the game, maybe it's not as bad. And I played it a little more over the weekend, and just kind of dinked around, just mainly drove around a lot and did again just side dumb shit basically, and a couple one or two of the atcha things where you leave a bad review and get attacked immediately, which is so weird because it's like, why do I need to drive to the location to leave them a bad review?
Yeah,
can't I just do it on my phone?
No. Like, that's how they set up the ambush.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Is you go to like a donut shop, you're like, this place sucks, and here comes this gang to fuck you up.
Yeah, my first one was a pizza place. I think is the first one you do, and as soon as you do it, everyone's attacking. And I'm like, dude, and the pistol that I have is like, it's like a big fucking like 6-shooter, so it's real slow. But when I hit, it's early in the game, so you don't hit for a ton of damage, but it does a good punch of damage, right? So unless I get a headshot, though, it's not fast. It's boom, boom. Right?
Yeah.
So this is not great when you're being ambushed. And so I get back in my car because at the time I was driving this little dinky roller skate of a car, and I just started hitting the guys with the car and just running them over. So I ended up taking them all out except for one, and I get out and just fucking execution style him. I just walk up and just like bam, bam.
Nice.
Yeah, and then collect whatever was laying on the ground, get back in my car. I did find that driving like that little dinky roller skate has a lot more nuance to it than some of the other vehicles. Like I was flying around town in that thing.
Interesting.
And it still doesn't corner well because I don't think anything really corners well in that game. But even with the power slide thing, but I was even in that little car when I had cops chasing me, I was running them off the road no problem and able to get away from different stuff that I needed to run away from. Where like I inadvertently shot a like I'm walking down the street and a guy walks by a fire hydrant and triangle lights up. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what this is. So I hit triangle and you shoot the fire hydrant and it sprays the guy. And now next thing you know, I've got a bunch of people coming after me because I killed a gang member with a fire hydrant basically. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm just on foot. I don't have a car nearby.
I mean, I've been playing it since we still got, like we said before the show, we got to get together and play.
Full trying to get after
yeah,
it.
exactly. But over the weekend, I put myself in a good spot and played, had a lot of fun.
Right.
And I played a little yesterday too, and it's like, it's not a great game still.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but it has moments.
I don't think it's as bad as everybody else. The shit online. I think they were just shitting on it.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as everyone made it out to be either. It's definitely not good.
No, I agree.
Although the music in the game rules. It's got a lot of good tracks.
Yeah,
there's my favorite station, I'm not gonna lie, it's called Outrun. And it's just like 80s synth music, which is awesome when you're driving.
I don't think I've noticed that yet. I usually have on like some hip hop station or something.
Or I like Nuclear Blast, which is like the death metal station.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's a good one too. Yeah, that one I've had on.
It's weird though, because I was driving around yesterday just doing shit on a map, and I'm like, how the fuck do I advance the story? And then I realized you have to do it through your phone.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing a mission and then unlocking the garage. So I just made a custom car yesterday before I went to bed.
Oh, I haven't gotten that far
yet. Like it's some car I stole, and now it's covered in neon. It looks real stupid. Well,
and that's really good though, because I think you can't like summon your car until you do that mission. Because I was going around, like I drove my car to this one spot and I did something, and I go back and my car's gone, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, I'm like looking through the phone, and I'm like, I don't see any way to like call for a car.
Well, there's cars everywhere. Just grab one.
Well, I know, but I think in the past in Saints Row, you could always just holler for a ride. Yeah. And your boys would roll up in a car for you, And I was like, well, maybe it's too early in the game because you don't really have a crew yet, And so I looked online. I'm like, oh, you have to beat. I forgot I think it's the one you did, or maybe it's one after that. But it's like it's some garage mission, I think.
Yes.
Then
some guy builds a garage and. You can lets us so you can chop up cars for money and customize cars.
Yeah, okay.
And then I kind of like the weapon customization, as in like how much detail you can go into making the colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I made the Maestro. That's my character.
Right.
From the Hulk fame. If y'all don't know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make Big Titty Goth Girlfriend.
It reloaded my save.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, well, fuck, I'm not replaying that intro.
No. Well, you could still go change everything. You can for sure at any time change all that stuff on your character.
Oh, really? Well, it's fun running around. At
least you could in the previous ones.
Well, see, it's fun running around with blue shorts, shirtless, no shoes. I got a cowboy hat with an armadillo duct taped to it.
Nice.
And then like tramp stamps and shit going on.
Yeah, I just unlocked the old hard hat with beer,
like the
beer helmet.
Nice.
The other day, so. I was running around with that for a little while because, again, I told you I basically made it do with a mullet and a big 80s mustache, so it fit the character.
Yeah, like I fired up yesterday. Michelle was like, she's like, what are you doing playing this? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like a character builder.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see where it goes. Although the day before I played a little. I know we're getting a little long in the tooth here. I played a little GTA Online because they have their Halloween shit going on.
Oh, yeah, right.
And they have they have a mode called Beast Hunt, right?
Okay.
So I just bought a hanger in there so I could do like air missions to get money because I'm trying to get more money.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll join Beast Hunt. So I became the werewolf. It just turns you into Teen Wolf, which is hilarious. And it makes you faster and stronger, but then you have to run around the map. You have a half hour to do it, and you have to just drive through landmarks. I'm like, okay. And my game was full of people all fucking each other up, and no one ever came after me.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
Because when you said that, I'm like, were you not playing in public mode?
Yeah, I drove. I was expecting something, and I just was driving around, going through checkpoints, and
Dude, I've never been in a public forum of that game for more than like a minute without somebody trying to kill me.
Oh, the last couple times I've played, I've been able to kind of just do shit. It's been weird.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the briefing stuff has gone away.
Maybe.
Because that's what's made it insufferable is just no matter what you're trying to do, it's so annoying. Like I'll be in it and I'm like, I just am doing this to try to get an objective done. Like, visit this property and you can only do it when you're in public basically. So I'll go to do it and it's like, okay, you killed me. I put it in passive mode or whatever, and then I'll go do what I want to do because it's like I don't want to keep dealing with this.
Yeah, the only time I ever had anything like that was I wasn't even in a mission. I was just trying to get to the casino because it started spawning me in my hangar. So I was like I want to go spin the wheel, and I was driving there, and some guy on a motorcycle killed me.
Just so you know, you can change where you spawn, right?
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay, because if you go into the options menu, you can scroll down and you can pick where you spawn.
Oh yeah, it's fine. But like he killed me, and I was like, "Oh, here we go. I'm gonna spawn. He's gonna kill me." And then I just ran back to my car and hopped in and drove to the casino.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's been weird, but yeah, no one even when I ended up making a ton of money off of it because I completed it.
Well, yeah, because generally it's probably hard to do because everyone's trying to kill you.
Because it was like 12 or 15 checkpoints scattered across the map.
Well, because I assumed it was when you first were telling me, I was like, oh, that sounds like, what was that mode in Halo, Juggernaut or whatever it was, where you had the skull in your hand?
Oh, yeah.
Stronger and faster and had like a higher shield, but people were trying to kill you kind of a thing. That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, it was like, well, every time you would get through a checkpoint, it'd pop up on my screen like, you are visible to all the players. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was waiting for, and you could hear shit going on in the city, like explosions and sirens and police copters are flying around. And I'm like, whatever they're doing, they're doing.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna mind my business.
That's all I did. I'm like, whatever. And I just did a big loop in the city and got all the objectives and made a ton of money. Right. It was weird.
I was gonna ask you if you had encountered any of the stuff yet, because I don't know if they've rolled out everything. But like in the past couple of years, they've had a car that's like Christine that comes after you, and it's real hard to get rid of.
Oh, I bet.
And then if you go to certain points, you'll have to fight like a Jason kind of guy.
That's amazing.
And again, it's really hard to kill them. You can do it, but it's really hard. So you have to make sure you're stocked up on ammo and all that kind of stuff and whatever. And some of the modes are kind of fun like that, if you're into that, but or like usually around Halloween, like aliens start showing up.
Yeah,
if you take pictures,
I mean, I got saw something online. I was like, oh, GTA's Halloween stuff starting to get uploaded. So I was like, well, I've been kind of popping in online a little bit more. So I was like, well, fuck it, let me check it out.
The way to tell with at least like the Christine one, and I think the slasher one is I think the sky turns kind of like a reddish color, or you'll start noticing a lot of lightning.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Like it kind of signifies like, hey, this is the time. So if you happen to find them, you can, usually like I think if you kill them, you usually get like a mask and money and RP probably. But
as is tradition,
just something kind of different to do.
Yeah, for sure.
I had the car chasing me last year, and I was like, I don't know how to kill this thing, and I kept shooting at it, and it was doing nothing. I got in a car and tried to outrun it, and it just follows you basically. So I was like, I don't like this.
This thing's gonna kill me, and I don't like. Oh, this is weird. Huh. I bought some of those Crystal Light packets, like Meyer brand ones. Meyer Snacks S tier, and it's colorless.
That's weird. I
Yeah,
don't like it.
I know. I started shaking it up, and I was like, where's my vibrant colors I want? Well, it's funny because I bought those Mios, like, what? Meyer brand. Meyer S tier. I bought the
Right?
squeezy flavors for my seltzer I made,
Yeah.
and 2 of them are colorless.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to get rid of dyes, which is fine. I know dyes are bad for you.
I'm okay with that,
Yeah,
but it's strange.
I
Yeah.
know, it's weird.
Hmm. And what flavor is that one?
This is wild berry with vitamins.
That is really weird that wild berry would be clear.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I guess you don't need the color for it to be flavored, right? I mean,
I don't
it
give a shit what color it is.
smells
Yeah.
like wild berry.
Tastes like ass.
It tastes pretty good too. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. All right.
Hydration.
Yeah, I know. That's what I just did too. Big swig of water there.
Oh,
All right. Well, I guess should we move into QoftheW?
probably a fine idea. We're at the 120 mark according to my clock.
Oh, geez, I didn't realize. I knew we were
Yeah.
in it. I don't know how far because I don't have the luxury of having a large monitor anymore. So,
That's true.
yeah, I got to move things around to kind of see the clock now because of how this is laid out. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, but
I mean, if you have an HDMI cable on a nearby TV, you could probably extend your monitors.
I do actually. I kind of thought about it.
Yeah.
I might do that for next time.
Last week on the program, we asked everybody, you are given one wish, but your wish happens to everyone. What is your wish? Diamond Top fan Kiki. She says, for everyone to understand what unconditional love to your fellow human means and to practice it non-discriminately. Oh, wait. You said wish, not impossibilities. I wish that when people stole things, they would pass serious, uncontrollable, raunchy ass gas until they confessed or put what they stole back. Does not apply to hearts and souls.
I mean, how horrible. I mean, you steal some, like Gas X or something,
Yeah,
like this just got worse.
I need this. Oh no.
Oh, why is it worse?
Valerie, she says common sense and rationality. Good luck on that one too.
Yeah.
And then Julie, she says, I wish for eternal financial stability.
Mm.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice.
Would be nice. Let me check on the Instagram, Brian. I don't know if we had anything over here because we typically don't.
Yeah.
Weird. We got nothing on the Instagram.
Nothing. All right.
Yep.
All right. So Cheeto says the ability to take back one thing that you said and only one time. We've all said something we regret. What if you could have taken it back? Literally. Can only be used once though, so maybe it would make people think a little before speaking. What would be funny is, can you imagine like you have that, and if you knew it, right? It's like, if you watch these like a show like The Voice that's on, right?
Right.
Somebody will come out and they'll sing and you'll be like, holy shit, there's no way this person's not getting picked. And then nobody turns around because they're like, you're great, but it's early and we don't want to like throw a pick away and maybe miss something better, right? So can you imagine people potentially doing the same concept here to where they're like, "Ooh, I really shouldn't have said that." But I'm pretty dumb. I might say something worse in the future. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold
Yeah.
hold my rewind.
Man, I'm stupid. I better hang on to this.
Yeah. Like a coach holding on to that challenge until the fourth quarter, like it's still a close game. I think we're okay. I'm not gonna throw away a timeout and a challenge right now.
Right, exactly.
Otherwise, I like that though, because there are times where as soon as you can almost see the words come out of your mouth, and you're like, "Oh, why did I do that?"
Oh yeah, I've definitely been there before.
Yeah.
It's just like, you want to like catch them and shove them back in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also says that he wishes that cooking cabbage and Brussels sprouts smelled good. See, the problem, Cheeto, is they would still taste like ass. So it still wouldn't. I appreciate you trying to help me out there.
I stand by the fact if you roast them, they smell amazing.
And
boiling, I get. It smells like open asshole. Roasting,
open asshole.
clean open asshole.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better at least. And then he also says finger guns actually showed little text pow pows or bang bangs when fired. So nothing dangerous, of course, just fun.
I mean, that would be amazing, actually.
I actually think that's his best answer. Yeah.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
Forget that rewind of, a regrettable saying or something. Like, nah, for sure. And by the way, it should be pew pew.
Like, well, what if it's a zap zap? What if you're doing a laser gun?
All right. You know what? Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I guess the ability to choose, like, whatever word you say basically shows up, but you have to finger
Because, I
gun at the
mean,
same
we've all done the thing where you pretend like you're, like, cocking a shotgun or you got a machine gun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still say pew pew, but
that's fair.
Like, even if I blew up a police helicopter in GTA the other night, I just pew pew when it
pew pew.
I don't.
Pew pew,
Yeah.
baby. Pew pew.
Yep, that'll teach them. I was just on the roof of the casino killing people, and they had to stick their nose in my business, so I had to take that chopper down.
Pew pew.
I was just running around with a battle axe, or not battle axe, like a hunting axe, basically.
Pew pew. Or, I'm sorry.
Acting like a maniac.
Chop chop.
Chop chop. That's where it would get weird. Just like finger guns, you're like chop chop. Like people just look at you like.
I mean, if comic book style sound effect bubbles came up every time you made a sound effect, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But especially if they end up being like Ryan Brown, former enthusiast guest, like he used to do in God Hates Astronauts.
Oh yeah.
Crotch.
Yeah. That's a classic sound effect. Crotch.
Those are my favorites.
Hilarious.
All right. Well, that's all I got. So I guess pick number 1 through 5.
2
it is. What opinion did you hold strongly when you were younger, but as you've gotten older, changed your position? That hose water is delicious.
No, I stand by that fact. What opinion did I have as a young man that has now changed? So that's a good question. I got it, Brian.
All right.
When I was a young man, as a child even, I definitely did not like my sister. And now I love her to death.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
I can see you changing that.
Is that a hokey one? I don't know.
No, because I mean, having experienced that whole situation, I can understand where you've come around on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like when I was a kid, I'm like, well, politically, I was.
Yeah. I was very, very socially conservative as a child.
Oh, I got another one. I got one more. I'm gonna Hobie this. Right. You know those Star Crunches from Little Debbie, those like rice chocolate covered things?
You watch your goddamn mouth when you're talking about those.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
As a kid, they were my favorite fucking thing. Now, not so much. I'd rather have a Nutty Buddy.
Yeah, I like them still, but you're right. Yeah. But it's funny. We've talked about this before, but like how nostalgia never holds up.
Right.
Like you can't beat nostalgia. Like whatever tasted great as a kid, it's just it never seems to taste the same as an adult.
For sure.
Or even like you said earlier with Wendy's, right? Like if the last time you had Wendy's was 5 years ago, who knows what's changed quality wise in that time, and also. Once you had better stuff, and that's actually, I think, kind of where I was going to go, which was like as a kid, the foods that I thought were delicious as an adult, I'm like, God, that was trash. Like, I can't believe, now that doesn't stop me from eating some of those foods. Like, remember I told you, it was like, I used to love when my dad would be like, hey, we're getting pizza tonight. And it was Little Caesars. I'm like, yes, now I'm like, I mean, I guess I'm getting Little Caesars.
I guess.
But it's not like that.
I got a good one.
I have to have it.
I got a good one in that aspect, Brian. Is Logan when he was a kid. Because once upon a time we were really, really poor.
Yeah.
His favorite meal was cheeseburger, macaroni, hamburger helper.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That was his favorite fucking meal. So you fast forward to him being like in his mid-teens. And it's like, hey, Logan, your birthday's coming up. What do you want for dinner? He's like, you know what I want? I want to have that cheeseburger hamburger helper. We're like, really? Yeah, that's really what I want. I'm like, all right. So we made it and we sat down and ate it. And he was just like, oh, God.
Right? Because
I remember this being so much better.
Yeah, it's like your palate changes. You have better food, all those kind of things. So I think that's a lot of it it's very much like even, whatever it is, like right now, if you pick some snack from our childhood that we haven't had since maybe because it was, discontinued or something, there's a really good chance we're going to have it and go, yeah, no,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, even if it's made similarly, it's, we're probably likely to be like, this is not, I've had way better than
Unless it's Entenmann's. Entenmann's has never let me down.
Oh, they've let me down.
Well,
Sure.
those waxy chocolate donuts, maybe.
No, it's just like my nephew and I used to get. They have what they call Pop Ems, which are basically like, Munchkins or Timbits.
Oh, okay.
Donut holes.
Yeah.
And they had chocolate ones, and we used to get them all the time. And we just put the box of them between us while we were playing Madden or whatever. And they don't make the chocolate ones anymore, or at least around here, they don't have the chocolate ones anymore.
Let's check their website.
It's just bullshit. It's what it is. It's a shot right to my heart.
I hear you. I mean, like Entenmann's Danish, we probably get that at least once a month here, and that's like that's my childhood. My dad would buy Entenmann's all the time, like a coffee cake or a Danish. Yeah, even camping, you had the pack of donuts. They had the waxy weird ones, the powdered, the cinnamon ones, and then just the plain ones no one ate.
Oh man, I would eat the plain ones over the cinnamon ones. I never liked the cinnamon ones.
I would eat the plain ones if that was all left.
Right. I think that's generally usually what would piss me off is I'd watch somebody dunk the donuts in their coffee, and I'm like, why are you wasting the other ones in your coffee? It's like, eat the plain ones. Like, that's what they're for. Is you let them go a day stale and then you eat them with your damn coffee.
I mean, I am a donut dunker.
Yeah. It's like, leave the flavored ones for those of us that, don't drink your bean juice.
Bean juice. All right, so let's see here. Pop Ems, plain glazed donut holes. I'm on Entenmann's website. I did a search.
Yeah.
Oh, Bryan, they don't have them, man. Wait.
See?
Wait. Hold on. Rich frosted donut holes. They still carry them, my guy.
Just not around here, apparently.
I don't know. I'm pulling with the browser.
I haven't seen them. I've looked at Meijer, Walmart, and Kroger.
Enter zip code to find in store. We're doing this.
They better.
Oh, we're sorry. 9,500. Oh, wait. 20. We'll extend the range to 20 miles.
Yeah.
Come on, Entenmann's. Do this.
Brand. Can't buy their brand.
Damn it. Nope.
Kroger usually has some. They're actually pretty good. So that's usually what I would get.
Or if you can just order them from the website. It doesn't even look like you can get them off the website.
It's bullshit.
But they do carry them still. It's on their.
Well,
they're called Rich Frosted Donut Holes.
They're not called Pop Ems anymore?
Well, if you look at the box, it says Pop Ems.
Okay.
But on their website, they're listed as Rich Frosted Donut Holes.
Interesting. Because before they had Pop Ems, and I believe they just had the plain iced ones and then the chocolate. And we'd always get chocolate. If they didn't have those, we might grab the plain ones, but usually not, because what are we, savages?
Oh plain. Man, I'm sitting here looking at their website.
It's just a terrible idea, man.
I'm about ready to run out and just get some Entenmann's. Oh, wait, hold on. Buy online. Hold on, Bryan. Buy online. It just takes you to like local stores.
Oh, boo.
That is not what I wanted, you son of a bitch.
That's all right.
It's not all right.
I'll live. I just have a hole in my heart, a donut size hole in my heart.
Oh, Bryan.
What?
I put in buy them online donut holes, Rich Frosted, Walmart out of stock. See? They might carry them eventually.
Maybe I'll have to just check when I'm at Walmart again, because we checked like everywhere we went for a while, and it was like, well, it looks like maybe they just discontinued them because no one likes chocolate donuts.
No, everyone hates chocolate donuts. That was a thing of the past.
Yeah,
that is so disappointing.
Like maybe they don't make them because they don't spray them with that weird wax.
We should make this a documentary request for Pop Ems Donuts.
My hunt. Like I had to go 22 miles away from my home.
I love it. Actually, you know what I'm looking at now? I'm looking at Amazon.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
We're gonna find these for you. Entenmann's Donuts, rich frosted.
We really don't need to, but yeah.
Fuck you, we don't need to. I love Entenmann's.
What do you work for him now?
I wish.
I look over, all of a sudden you've got an Entenmann's hat and shirt on.
Oh, I didn't think to look to see if they had merch on their website.
Man.
You know how much I love merch.
Yeah. I just can't imagine they're going to have great merch, though.
Or they could have the best.
I don't know. I don't know what they could really have. You know what they could have is like a beanie with like the little fuzzy thing on top. That's like a Pop Em.
I mean, that would be pretty awesome. You can't deny that.
Yep. Forget Entenmann's.
It's not looking good on Amazon either. I don't know, man.
The world hates me, Tony.
I wonder we should drive to their fucking factory and burn it down. I mean, visit them.
I'm not allowed to have anything good, apparently.
You're not allowed to have anything good.
Pretty rude.
It's so rude.
Here we are. Yep.
So rude.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we got a show there.
I think so. Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
All right, I'll edit that in post.
Oh God, my face.
Well, head on over to saltylanguage.com to find all the links to stuff. Well, I don't know. I don't even think I have a link for this week.
Entenmann's.
I mean, I guess we could put that in there. Otherwise, I have nothing.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, just stop it. Do that on your own time, damn it.
I'm dying over here. Henry.
I'm the one not getting, chocolate Pop Ems anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, saltylanguage.com. You can find links to the network we're part of, which is Tangent Bound Network, and can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So go check that out and check the other shows out there. And if you're looking for a network, come join us.
Join us.
And if you happen to talk to Mark, tell him he should find some chocolate Pop Ems for me.
Yeah, he's got to find some chocolate Pop Ems, or we don't love him anymore.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Them's the breaks.
Wow. Tony's drawing a hard line in the sand.
Yep. Pop Ems are no love.
Wow.
I
think that might be the name of the show. Pop Ems are no love. Man, I forgot what's going here.
Pluggerino.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to follow us on the socials, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on the platforms I'm on at Stunami. So if you look and you find someone that looks like me, it's probably me.
That's a shocking concept.
You never know now, though. I mean, I got no one else is going to know who I'm talking about, but I got like a false friend request from a spoof account of T's brother the other day.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, maybe his other account got seized. And I looked and I'm like, yeah, this is a spam account because his other account looks just fine. So I just was like, I'm going to just wait. And sure enough, like the next day, he was like, hey, this is a scam. Please report this.
That sucks.
Now, it's like he's not the kind of guy to need alt accounts.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
As far as I know, he's not a sex worker. So.
Well, times are tough.
Hey, listen, we've talked about that countless times. No judgment on that.
No judgment. Get your paper, exactly. How
about you, Tony? How can the children's at home find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at The Monotony. You can also find me on TikTok at Salty Language. I run that account we do over there.
Sure not.
What? Huh?
I said it's for sure not me.
Sure, yeah, for sure not Bryan. He
Nope.
he fears the Chinese.
Nope.
apps or whatever.
Yeah, I don't want them learning all my secrets.
You could also.
What if they use chocolate Pop Ems against me, Tony?
I mean, I would.
What then? Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good weapon.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm gonna keep that in mind when I'm at the store if I see them.
All right.
Something Language Pod on YouTube. Hopefully, I can upload this video. I don't know what's going on. We'll find out. All the Beers Pod on YouTube. It does exist. Patreon.com/saltylanguage if you want to help your boys out. We're breaking even, which is pretty cool. But man, if we could line our pockets a little bit, specifically Brian's pocket, that'd be even cooler.
Yeah.
And Brian, speaking of you got other things going on.
I do. Like just the other day, I took a walk down to the mailbox, and I looked at the sky, and it was pretty. And my other podcast is called The Crazy Life, which I hinted at earlier. And if you're into, me bringing the room down and talking about my depression, then it's the right show for you.
Bringing the room down, he says.
It is funny sometimes on that show because, like it was for a long time, me, Jen, and Henno would be on, and Jen would be like, I'm doing really great, blah, blah. And Henno was like, man, I've got this great energy going on, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I'm here to wreck the place.
Yeah. Meanwhile.
Yeah. I'm here to balance you too. No, but we talk about mental health, mental illness, just what's going on in our lives. We talk about recovery and addiction, all that kind of stuff. So if you're into that kind of talk, please was me, Jen, and Henno, but it's me and Henno and maybe random guest whenever at this point. So, please give us a listen.
Fair enough.
Or don't. What am I, your mother? I can't make you.
What are you, Brian's Pop Em dealer?
Yeah, you talk about someone who has power over me.
Really? Exactly.
Dude, I need like an infinity gauntlet, which is like Pop Ems instead of the
clink, clink, clink.
I'm just like, you just see me, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, if it's near my face, like I'm just resting my chin on it and I'm like smelling the donuts. Like, damn it, put 5 more in there.
I love the idea of
Are they all the same color? They're all delicious. It doesn't matter.
I love the idea of a Pop Em infinity gauntlet. This is why I need a 3D printer.
Yeah. I don't know that I want to eat those though. That'd be weird.
Well, no, you make the gauntlet and you have like little concave cups with maybe a little spike in it, and you can put Pop Ems in each cup.
That'd be so great. I'd be so happy with that. Yeah. Ow.
What would it be called? Like the Infinity Gauntlet or something?
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. The worst part with those is that because they're small, like any small snack item, you eat like 50 of them and then you're just like, I hate myself so much now, but they were delicious. And if you put 50 more in front of me, I'd probably eat those too.
That's how I feel with, babies. That's how I stay so youthful, Brian.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Are they cheaper than the Virgin's Blood? I mean, I'm in between orders, so I mean, I could go.
I mean, if you try hard enough, babies are everywhere.
Try hard enough. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that was something. All right. Well, now let's do the insult of the week. And these ones from this one are a little weirder, like this list, than the ones I've had in the past. I think like last week's was it Death's Head upon a mop stick, which was a mouthful.
It sounds like a metal album.
It does actually, like Christopher Lee's new album, I think.
Yeah, well, that'd be weird because he's dead.
Speaking of names for a metal album, this next one would be fantastic.
Oh, fantastic. All right, I can't wait.
Yeah. It's Duke of Limbs.
All right.
He just picks a guy sitting on a throne and it's just arms and legs.
I mean, it sounds like one of the dudes from Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I think they call him something Godfrey the Grafted, I think it is. He's just got all these arms and shit all over him.
Fine.
Yeah. The Duke of Limbs.
Yeah.
So what's so insulting about Duke of Limbs? It sounds kind of cool to me. I'm not gonna lie.
It's all you have to. It says all you need to do to become a Duke of Limbs is to be tall, awkward individual with limbs for miles.
Limbs for miles.
So
I
being
know
gangly,
people like
basically.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, just being someone who's gangly.
Just a gangly bastard.
Yeah. I mean, gangly is a much better word, but Duke of Limbs is pretty good. I mean, I just like he's all arms and legs, basically.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's a Duke of Limbs.
Yep.
Duke of Limbs.
Just
Duke.
Picturing this guy doing the was it the Minister of Silly Walks, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just him walking anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, John Cleese would be the Duke of Limbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
Oh, man, that was fun. That was a show.
Yeah. So I guess until next week, have some chocolate Pop Ems. You'll be fine.
Oh, my God, that sounds really good, actually.
Yeah. It's like I always look when I'm in Aldi to see if they have like those little kind of donut holes, and because it's like if I do, I'm just gonna probably smash these while I'm walking around the store.
Just make sweet love to them.
I'm gonna just throw like 5 of them in the cart, and maybe I'll have one left before I get to the front.
You're just not just gonna ditch the empty box on a shelf like I see people do. Savages.
I just throw it in other people's carts. That's
fair enough. Oh yeah.
Or when they're checking out, I just throw shit up there too.
I guess I'm just gonna stick with the classic stay salty. I got nothing else. There's too much donut hole talk.
Yeah, we like talking holes on this show.
That's true. We do like talking holes.
Okay, that might change the name of the show to Talking Holes.
I mean, that could be a descriptor for the podcast. A couple of talking holes.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't wrong.
Are we still recording? What's happening?
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. All right, we're done.
Okay, good.